Hello, I'm going to speak a little bit concerning borderline personality disorder with dissociation. Dissociation during times of stress is one of the main symptoms of BPD. It's also associated with acute stress disorder and PTSD, either of which sometimes co-occurs with BPD. There are several different types uh, of dissociation that goes with BPD. Uh, depersonal, depersonalization, derealization, amnesia, identity confusion, identity alteration, yes. And a lot of us really don't know which one that is affecting us when we have a dissociative episode, and a lot of us probably don't even know the complete meaning and the definition of each one. I'm going to try to explain them because there are a lot of people who really don't understand. And when you're in the process of trying to work with people or lead a support group, you need to know all the ins and outs because you never know what you may be faced with. And thus far, I'm almost being hit with everything possible. So, and if there's a glare on my glasses, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find a position where the light from the outside, the light in the room does not reflect off the glasses. Unfortunately, I didn't write everything down, so I have to read it, and there's light coming from the tablet as well. So, depersonalization. This is a feeling of separation between yourself and your body. People who experience depersonalization may say that they feel like they're observing their own body from the outside or as if they're in a dream. Now, before I realized that meaning of that, I will always say that I step out of myself to see myself doing the things that I would never think that I was capable of doing. And yes, it can be scary. It can be like a very, very bad nightmare, like you in a horror movie. So on that one, and I'll probably say the same thing after each one, you have to learn how to find something to keep you grounded. Uh, if you feel unsafe, and if you do suffer with dissociation, don't go out the house because you'll find yourself walking around um, and wondering how you got to where you are. So try to keep yourself put if you are one who suffers with any of these five that I'm about to read up on a little bit. You could take it further if you know if one of them sounds like you, then take it and dissect it and to see how you can better help you stay grounded because it is a very scary thing. Um, for a year and a half, I dissociated so often that I had to hide my keys and always had to have someone call to make sure that I was in a safe place. Okay, second one, derealization. Similar to depersonalization, derealization is a feeling of being detached from an external world, such as from other people or objects. It may cause familiar things to look strange, unreal, unfamiliar. Derealization and depersonalization often occur at the same time. Scary, isn't it? Amnesia. Some people who experience dissociation have periods of amnesia or losing time. They may have minutes to hours or days when they were awake but can't remember where they were or what they were doing. Now, a lot of people will say, well, time passed them by and, but they later can remember it. But having BBD and you dissociate, you won't remember anything. People can tell you until they turn blue in the face. You will be looking like no. And then you're going to have a breakdown because you're going to feel like that I couldn't have did that. And then you're going to beat yourself up and feel like you're better off not being here because it's scary. And if you have that, you have to be very careful because you can hurt somebody and find yourself in jail or locked up in a hospital somewhere and have no clue. Well, technically, with this type of condition, I think they'll give leniency if anybody with BPD did anything that I don't think that they'll put you in jail. They may throw you in a hospital for about 6 months, depending on the nature of what it was. And I don't say that lightly. Identity confusion. This occurs when you experience an inner struggle about who you really are. I think on one of these other videos that I put up, I was saying a few times that I'm trying to find me. Okay, that just seemed like it just described me. Something that I didn't even... Okay, maybe I need to learn to read up on things before trying to educate somebody else. Alrighty, moving right along. Identity alteration. When you sense that you act like a different person some of the times, this is identity alterations. For instance, you may see things in your home that you don't recognize, perform a skill you don't remember learning, or others will say you're acting like a different person. Mild identity alterations is common in the general population, for instance, changing your name. The key is that it doesn't cause problems with everyday functioning or relationships. In other words, you're aware of your identity or role change. Moderate identity alteration is common in BPD and involves changing in mood or behavior that are not under your control. I think every last one of us needs to find this on the internet, print it out, and send it to every one of our loved ones, and maybe it will help them to understand us or help us to work towards understanding us, as opposed to walking away and thinking that we did something to try to knock them off their square, where they counter react and say, well, if you did that to me, I have the right to do that to you. Or they'll say to you, I don't act like that when I'm in your car. I don't act like that when I'm in your house. I don't do that to you, so why do you do it to me? There's a difference. That person may be quote unquote normal, but you can't compare yourself to somebody with BPD and or those that suffer with that, with dissociation, anxiety disorder, PTSD, complex PTSD, and bipolar. That's why I say, don't let nobody judge you. Don't let nobody make you step out of your comfort zone to fit in just so that you can have them in your life. Understand your dissociations. Understand that only you can keep yourself safe. And if you feel that you're in a threatening position, yes, you're going to dissociate a little bit more frequently than the average person. It's a coping mechanism that you it's automatically in you to do that. So, and the losing time, it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay to do that, but don't beat yourself up. Don't make yourself suffer more than you have to. I've been there. Things are coming back to the surface, and it's making me feel like I have no control. And now I'm starting to slip back into dissociation, and it's kind of scary. And I just want to share as much as I can to help people to understand that the forgetting things, the blocking out things, having an out of body experience, you may have that for as quote unquote normal people, but it's out of our control when you have borderline personality disorder. So know the difference, study the difference, understand the difference, and don't judge your loved ones and your families. Okay, enjoy your day. I hope that some of it was a little helpful. And okay, that's it. I'm trying to keep my things to a minimum. Bye bye.